So first of all, let me explain one simple command before we begin with advanced commands, that is how to delete a branch. I forgot to explain this in previous video. So to delete a branch from your local repository, you can run command git branch and just add -d and branch name, that is branch 1 in our case. Once you execute that, you can see that the branch is deleted. I recommend you to watch the previous video if you haven't seen it yet, because I've explained about clone, fork, add, commit, push, status, log and branch in that video, which are going to be used in this video. So before starting with my explanation, let me show you the setup first. So there is a repository test repo which we created as part of past couple of videos, and this repository is associated with my account, which is ashutosh1919. But in this video, we are not going to clone this one. Instead, I have created a new temporary account called agent101, and I have forked the same repository from my personal account. You can also look at that here. I have cloned the test repo repository from the temporary account agent101 in my local system as well. And why I did all of this, I am going to explain that in a moment. So here we are going to look at what is origin and what is upstream. So the setup here is like this. There is an original repository of the creator, and we have forked it in our account, and we have cloned it in local system. And I have done this setup because it is the same setup when you contribute to any open source project, where there is an original repository from the creator on which you do not have authorization to push any code changes. Because of that, you fork that repository in your account and then you clone it in your system. So now let us understand what is upstream and origin in this system. Always remember that these two terms, origin and upstream, are always with respect to local repository, which we have cloned. So here in this case, the origin and upstream terms will always be with respect to the repository in my local system, because I have to run git commands in my local system. Now the origin is the repository from where we have cloned it in local system. For this case, the origin will be the test repo in agent101 account. Then what is the upstream? So upstream is the original repository. In this case, test repo in my personal account is upstream. But why do we need upstream? Let us understand reason behind it. So let us say after agent101 fork the repository from my personal account, the original repository which is in my personal account is changed. So the test repo in agent101 will not automatically change. So how do I synchronize both of these? That is why upstream is important. So in this case, what I will do is I will fetch the latest changes from the original repository in my local repository using upstream, and then I will push the changes to the origin, which is the repository in agent101 account. So this is how we will synchronize. So let us do this practically with git commands. So first of all, how to add upstream in our local repository, because our local repository doesn't know what is upstream. We can add that using command git remote add upstream and paste the URL of the original repository, which is test repo from my personal account. Once you execute the command, upstream is now added. By the way, one small detail, we don't have to add origin because we have cloned the repository from the remote repository test repo in agent101 account. So our local repository already knows that origin is the one from where it is cloned, and that is why we don't have to add origin. Let us now change something in the original repository so that we can perform our demonstration. So I have added one sentence at the end of readme file, and now if you look at the fork repository in agent101 account, then we can see here that this one is one commit behind the original repository. So here we want to synchronize this fork with the original repository. Let's do that. First of all, we need to fetch the changes from the upstream, that is the original repository. We can do that using command git fetch upstream. Now, even after executing it, you won't see changes in your GitHub README file. The reason behind it is we have fetched the changes, but the main branch of origin is different and main branch of upstream is different. And if we want to synchronize the changes, then we need to merge upstream's main branch with this branch which is origin's main branch. We can do that using command git merge upstream main. Well, don't worry if you didn't understand what I said in last 30 seconds, because we are going to learn merge in depth in just few minutes. So once you execute this command, you can now see that the changes are synchronized in our local repository. Now you just need to push these changes to fork repository in agent 101 account. That we can do using git push origin main. If you now look at the fork repository, then you can see that it is now even and in synchronization with original repository. So this was about upstream and origin. Now let us understand about merge and rebase. I would highly recommend you to listen to the next part of the video very carefully, because it is going to be very interesting as well as very important. Both of these commands are designed to integrate changes from one Git branch to another Git branch. So both commands does the same thing but in very different ways. And both of these are used for different purposes. Let's talk about that. Let us say you are working on a repository and one of your team member has created a new feature branch and made 3 commits on feature branch, and you continue to work on master branch and made 2 commits. So final branch structure would look something like this at the end. Now to get the latest changes, you need to integrate changes from one of these branches to another one. It means either you need to integrate changes of master branch to feature branch, or you need to integrate changes of feature branch to master branch. So this thing can be done using both merge and rebase. So let us talk about merge first. So if you want to merge master branch into feature branch, then what it will do is it will create a commit from master branch to feature branch, and in this commit these new changes of master branch will be present. So finally both master and feature branch will exist. The only change the structure will have is the new added commit in the feature branch at the end. So if you see closely, merge is a non-destructive operation. We have done these changes integration very safely, where master is unchanged and feature just have one new commit. And if you feel that this last commit has something wrong, then you can just undo this commit to get the initial branch structure. Now let us understand the same thing using rebase. So if we are rebasing on master, then it will move the entire feature branch on master branch like this. Think of it in this way. So let us say you want to rebase on master, then consider master as a base and move other branch on the tip of it. So the final structure would look something like this. And how internally it works is it will create all new commits on master branch corresponding to each commit on feature branch. And this is why you can see that at the end of rebase you get all commits of feature branch over master branch. So it is very difficult to undo this if you mess up something. But the advantage here is that you get very cleaner branch structure at the end. Now let us demonstrate merge and rebase both in the repository that we created. So first let us create a new branch feature in our repository. After creating feature branch, let us make one commit in this branch. So let me add one sentence at the end of readme file and make commit with message commit from feature. So the branch structure right now looks something like this, and feature branch is one commit ahead of main branch. So let us now navigate back to main branch and let me add one commit in main branch. For that we will create a new file info.md, add a sentence in that and make a commit with message commit from main. And now the branch structure looks something like this. Both branches main and feature have distorted changes from each other. So let us merge main branch into feature branch. To do that you can run git merge feature main. So how you need to write is you need to write that name of the branch first, which is going to be the final merge, and then the name of the branch which will be merged. So here main is going to be merged in feature, so we need to write feature first and then main. If this looks very confusing to you, then what you can do is you can navigate to the branch which is going to be the final merge. In our case it's feature. So we are navigating to feature branch, and in feature branch we will run command git merge main. So if we pass just one argument to git merge, then what it will do is it will merge this branch which is mentioned as argument into current branch. So here it will merge main branch into feature branch. On executing this command, it will open up a file which will show a message, and this message is nothing but a commit message that main branch is going to make commit on feature branch for merge. Without changing anything to commit message, let us save and close this file. So now the main is merged into feature, and you can see that the info.md is created, which we initially committed in main branch. So our final branch structure looks something like this, where m represents the commit that main branch has made to feature branch for merging changes. So now let us do rebase. What we will do here is that we will rebase main on feature. As of now, our main branch is behind feature branch, so we are going to rebase main onto feature so that main will come on the tip of feature branch. So let us first navigate to main branch and execute command git rebase feature. So as we did with merge, we need to navigate to that branch which will come on the tip, and then argument will be the other branch. So in this case, main branch is going to be on the tip, so that is why we are executing this command in main branch, and the rebase argument has feature branch on which we will rebase our main branch. On executing this command now, we successfully rebased master with feature branch, and the final branch structure looks something like this. You can see that the master is on the tip now, and you can also check history of commits using git log, and this will also tell you the same thing what you saw in previous image. So these were some of the important advanced git commands that open source contributors closely work with. But note that in these both videos, that is this video and the previous one, I've covered most used commands, but they are not all. Still, there are many topics missing, like how to create more than one upstream, how to resolve merge conflicts, golden rebasing rule, and when not to use rebasing, etc. But these other topics are not that much important for beginners. And if you want me to create videos on these topics, then let me know in the comments, and if the number of comments for that is significant, then I will create the video on these topics. So that is it for this video, and in next video we are going to talk about pull requests and issues with which people contribute to open source projects.